Hello there, this is DBT, and these are the Vrooms. And alright, let's continue playing some more Asphalt 8, but today we're actually going to talk about what's been happening in the game, what just began, because the special event, oh boy, it has started. That's right, the special event for the McLaren GT. But not only that, we're also going to have a look at the Carhunt, which is about to end, but still worth talking about, and the current new Racing Pass. But before we go into any of these topics, if you're finding these videos useful, then why don't you hit the like button, because that lets me know that this is helpful to you and that you want me to make more of these videos trying to explain what's going on and maybe what you want to do or what you don't want to do, whatever. If you find it useful, if you find it helpful, let me know both in the comments, and also subscribe to the channel, because why not? It's free. Go ahead, do it. Anyway, with all of that out of the way, let's have a look at the very first thing, which is the Carhunt. Now, this Carhunt, as you can see, there's 1 day and 16 hours left. Obviously, you have already seen it in game if you've been playing, but I just wanted to go really quick over it because I think this is one of the Carhunts that is possibly one of the ones that is the most worth it, in my opinion, so long as you're not hyper focused on Class S cars. And that is because, well, on the premium lane, by paying the $10 that the Carhunts normally are, you're gonna be able to get this thing, which is a McLaren 675, which is a Class A car. Then also on the premium lane, you can get another car, which is gonna be the Mercedes-Benz SLR McLaren, which is a Class B car. And then on top of that, on the free lane, somewhere around, I think it's over 37 or 40, I don't know, somewhere over here, you can get the McLaren 650 SGT3, which is a McLaren with a big wing. It looks fantastic. I already have it, so that's why it doesn't show. But yeah, if you go premium, you actually get two cars, one on Class A and one on Class B. I think that's a pretty decent deal overall, given how the prices in this game work. But anyway, just wanted to mention this because these cars are going to be necessary for the special event, but we'll get to that. Now, another thing that I want to have a look at is obviously the Racing Pass itself, because it has just begun. Yeah. And well, I don't know what to tell you. Now, I already have the cars that are given in here, or rather, I suppose they're sold, because remember, you have to pay the premium in order to access the better rewards, including the cars. Over here, because I already have the car, it shows as fusion coins, but it would normally be this car right here, the McLaren L-Back, which is a car in Class A of a rank of 1772. Relatively rare car, you don't see those very often, and as far as performance goes, as far as I know, it's an okay car. I don't think it's a king or anything like that, but it should definitely be a useful one. Then obviously in the rest of the pages you're gonna encounter kits for other cars. This is the one in the Carhunt. You can see the other one of the Carhunt, and this is a bit of a hint because at tier 8 you will be able to acquire the McLaren Speedtail. Again, I already own the car, so that's why it shows like that. But yeah, that's what you can get. Class S car at a rank of 1860, if I remember correctly. So Racing Pass, that's another 10 bucks if you want to get it, 20 if you want to get the Premium Plus or whatever. I think you can buy nowadays like 2 different premiums. Yeah, for 10 bucks you can get the Premium, which unlocks obviously the extra rewards and gives you a total of 20 fuel. And you can pay the more expensive version, which is probably like $25 or something. And then that gives you additional storage and all of that. I'm not recommending you to go ahead and spend money. I'm just giving you an overview of what it is that they're offering right now. Now, it's worth mentioning, I wanted to go through all of this because both the Carhunt and the Racing Pass are relevant to the special event, and it makes sense because that's what Gameloft has been focusing on, in making it so that you want to spend money in other areas so that you can get to the special event. Because, oh boy, let's have a look at this thing. Now, you know how I roll. I'm going to show you just the overview of the cars, but later on we're going to break it down into a bit more detail. We got over here the McLaren GT, we got the 650S GT3, the one of the Carhunt, the one that it's free actually. This is another one of the Carhunt on the premium lane, Carhunt on the premium lane. We got the McLaren Solus, which is the treasure rush car at the moment. So, you know, RNG are paying ridiculous amount of money. Who would do that in their right mind? Anyway, then okay, they start repeating. We have the McLaren GT3X. Well, what is it? 720, 750 GT, whatever. We also got the F1, the Elba Speedtail, and the MP431, I think. And yeah, so those are the cars that are required over here. Now, if we have a look at the rewards themselves, because remember, in each one of the stages you're going to be able to get some kits, you're going to be able to get some fusion coins and all of that stuff, right? But the main rewards and the way to acquire the main car of the special event is by going here, and here you will be able to see what it is. Now, this one shows as credit because I already own the car, and this would have been the Sorry, I had to check there for a second. It's the Spiker C8 Preliator. I don't know how to pronounce that. And then over here, same situation, you would get the GTA Spano. Now, these two cars are not related at all to this season, the McLaren season or anything. They're just some additional rewards that you can get. Obviously, I own the car, so it shows for different things. I was hoping this were gonna be fusion coins, not credits, but oh well. And then later on, the 218 conditions, you will be able to unlock the main car, which is the McLaren GT. Now, what's the deal with the McLaren GT? Well, I don't know. I really don't know much about McLaren. All I know is that it's a fancy looking car. Not particularly something that I find super interesting personally, the maximum rank being of 1861. And if we look at the color options, then there it is. We got it on black, orange, we got it on this very strange blue, we got it on... I actually kind of like this purple. It's slightly desaturated. I don't know what it is, but I like it. And we got it in red, this yellowy orangey, and white. So there we go. That is the McLaren GT. Now, we're gonna test it out in the first stage, but not yet, because I want to do the whole breakdown of how, what are your chances to get this car. You know how? You know me, with a spreadsheet, of course. And by the time that this video is out, when you're watching it, this is already in, the link is in the description, so that you can use it yourself, so you can do your own calculations. If you don't know how this works, basically here it is all tabbed out. What it is that is required, which ranks, if it's a free try, or the rank that is required to get all the conditions, how many conditions you can get per stage, and then over here is how many conditions you need to unlock the Spiker, how many to get to this panel, and the one for the main car, the McLaren GT. So, if you're gonna use this, it's very simple. You cannot edit anything except what is in this section. So all you gotta do is enter anything. Just make sure to enter it, not copy paste. Just enter something and then delete it, because if you start copying and cutting and pasting, it messes up the whole thing. So just enter something here and it will automatically, for example, let's put a Y, and that will automatically count 20 conditions done. Like, you were able to complete this, so you're gonna get 20 conditions, and it highlights in green the conditions that were unlocked, because, well, you have 20. This one required 10 conditions to unlock, so it's unlocked. 20, so it's unlocked, so on and so forth. So in that way, the more that you start filling it up, it'll tell you how many conditions you have, and it'll show you in green what else has been unlocked. So the more that you fill up, even if you skip some, you will be able to tell. For example, over here, with these conditions that are already done, 110, it's already past this, so it already shows in green. So that means you have enough to unlock the Spiker. So on and so forth, right? I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Once you're done with it, or if you come to this file, someone else already filled it up, just delete it and you can start it up again. So, just out of curiosity, I want to see how far I can get. Actually, I already know, but I want to show you how far I can get into this special event, because remember that long time ago when the Lamborghini special events were happening, I was very happy and I said, oh, I'm gonna be able to do so much, but the moment that it's about a different brand, I'm not gonna be able to do much, and this is the perfect example. So, McLaren GT, it's a free try, so I can do it, I mark it. 650S GT3, I have it, I can mark it. SLR McLaren 722, that is the one in the Carhunt. I'm not getting the Carhunt thingy, the premium, so I'm not gonna get the car, I have to skip it. 675 LT, I don't own it, and I'm not gonna buy the Carhunt pass, so that's it, and then that's it. But McLaren Solus, fair try, let's do it. Then we get back into McLaren SLR, I don't have it. 675 LT, I don't have it, and that's it, I'm stuck. At this point, I don't have anything else. I cannot make any further progress. It's kind of sad, because I do own the 720. Then I would get some free try of the Solus. Then I do have the Elva, I have the Speedtail, although I don't have them at the correct ranks. I do have the MP431. But yeah, my progress in this special event is gonna be minimal. I'm not even gonna get to the 300,000 credits instead of the Spiker, because I already own it. So yeah, my progress is gonna be very, very, very minimal. But oh well, it is what it is. Sadly, that is just how this entire thing is set up with the special events. Like I mentioned when we started seeing these events, I said that these were going to be events for people that have really massive garages and that have been upgrading cars for ages. And for people who maybe don't have massive garages and haven't been upgraded, but they're willing to spend a lot of money into upgrading the cars, acquiring them quickly. Because by the way, these are cars that you can get, right? Because there's the Carhunt, there's a racing pass, there's ways for you to get all of these cars. The thing is, are you willing to spend the money to do it? So that is obviously, as I always say, completely up to you. I'm not here to recommend you to spend money on the game or not. I'm just telling you what it's out there for anybody that is interested. If you're not interested, then just go ahead and ignore it. Who cares? But one thing that I wanted to mention of this particular special event is that I think it's the first one to my knowledge that at least in name has all McLaren. Because remember the Lamborghini special event, they had a Koenigsegg. The previous McLaren event also had, well, what did it have? The Pagani. But this one, it's McLaren all around except for the Mercedes-Benz SLR, but the Mercedes-Benz SLR, it's a dual thing between Mercedes and McLaren, so at least it has McLaren in the name, so it kind of counts. At the very least, on name alone, all of the cars here are McLaren, so hey, at least it's a bit more thematically cohesive, I suppose. But alright, let's try the car itself, because I'm really curious. I haven't driven it once, and I want to see what it can do. Honestly, I didn't even pay attention if I have free boosters. No, I don't. Okay, fine, I'll use my own boosters in Alps. So it's not gonna give me a massive opportunity to test it, unless there's a TLE, but I guess we're gonna check that later. Let me activate some boosters and try it out. So this is legit my very first time driving this car, so I have no idea what to expect, but let's see. And what does it sound like too? I'm curious about that. Probably like the classic McLaren engine. No, actually no, this is a different engine. Huh, interesting. Yeah, this is not the classic McLaren engine that I always complain about, that is too quiet. This one actually reminds me, is this the same one that the Mercedes-Benz CLK GTR has? Kind of reminds me of that one, which, I mean, I don't love, but I don't hate either, so it's whatever. Alright, so let's try a little bit of drifting with this thing. Alright. It doesn't have great drifting, I tell you that. And the nitro duration seems goodish. But yeah, you know how I am. You know that I don't give you, oh, the exact duration of the nitro is this much, the acceleration took this many seconds and milliseconds, and none of that. I just tell you, hey, it feels kind of nice or not. Honestly, I don't think this felt spectacular in any way. But, okay, sure. And just double check, but yeah, there's no specific TLE for that car. So if you want to test it, I mean, you can test it directly in the special event, because again, it's not a problem. It's a free try on the very first stage. Though, I bet a lot of us would be much, especially the ones that do the measurements, would be much happier if instead of Alps, this was always Tokyo forward, so they could do their measurements of the acceleration and all of that. But oh well, it is what it is. So overall, the McLaren GT is something that I'm not particularly interested on. Like I mentioned already, it's I've never been a huge McLaren fan. So, and this particular car doesn't seem anything too interesting to me. There's a McLaren that I really like called the Solus, and let's just say that for some strange reason now I have a ton of dice rolls. Okay, I wailed. Listen, I call this a business decision, alright? I spend money on it, but I'm gonna make videos on this, cause as you might be able to notice, it's a stock right now. So I plan to have a look at doing some MP tunes for this thing and test it out in different MP tunes. So there's definitely a bunch of videos that I'm going to be making on this over the next couple of weeks. I'm not in a particular rush, given that I don't need this car at Pro for anything in particular right now. There was a situation similar to this with some Lambo, I think, in the Lambo special events, but I did need to have the car at Pro for the ending of the special event. But this is not the case. I don't really need this at Pro tomorrow, let's say. So I'm gonna take my time into getting some MP tunes for this thing, because oh boy, look at the stock rank. So I'll be able to do from 1320, 1410, 1500, so long as there's good MP tunes for all of that. I'll be having a look at this. But man, just look at this thing. I mean, you have already looked at it, so it's not like, oh, I never even paid attention to this livery, which honestly looks nice, but I think they're gonna sell it later for $5, so maybe I would consider that. But even then, without the livery, this thing just looks absolutely fire. Just look at that. Oh man, this is one of the coolest color option cars in the game. Just look at how much, oh, this one looks so good. I really like what they did with the colors in this car. Asphalt 9 doesn't have that. Asphalt 9 is more straightforward in the terms of customization of this. So to me, this looks absolutely beautiful, and I have it, and I'll be making content on it. But yeah, that'll be for later, because like I said, I'm in no particular rush, and besides, I need a bunch of parts because I'm running out of some It's difficult to get parts from time to time. But there you have it. That is the special event. Again, remember that this spreadsheet, the link to it is in the description. All you gotta do is mark with anything over here if you're able to finish this entire thing. So if you have the McLaren at this rank, you just mark it as Y. Well, you need to mark that first. Because you're able to do it, it'll give you 20 and so on and so forth. I saw that some people wanted to enter here like, oh, I can only get 10 conditions. That's not supported. It's still gonna count it as 15. Though I might change that later for another time. We could do something about that. But for now, the link is in the description so you can use this thing and you can calculate what are your chances to get to the McLaren GT. And why don't you tell me in the comments if you're going to be able to get it or how many conditions are you going to be able to get given that this thing is going to count them for you. If you want to get a heart and a pin on this video, you need to leave me the key phrase, which for today is, at least this special event does have all McLaren. First person to post it gets the heart, the pin, and you know how this works. Again, like the video if you find this useful or helpful in any way. If you're liking my content, then subscribe to the channel because we're trying to get to the 10,000 subscribers. And we're getting there, slowly, but we're getting there. But that's all for now. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Take care and stay safe. Bye-bye.